last 2 years when I started for About You, and also to extend your current knowledge about what we are doing there. We are not only a tech fashion company as you know, but we are also tech fashion, and now we also have a scale commerce engine. So I would like to present you first of all the agenda for today, which will be the following. So we're going to talk about who is About You as a brand very quickly for those who don't know, but I hope you all have your mobile apps and you are buying from us, either from the mobile application or from the desktop web app that we have there. Then we're going to talk about storefront core and demo shop and what this means. Also about the headless CMS integration that we are using, about our checkout, and then we're going to have a little bit of demo time and question and answer session. So let's start with About You brand and our vision. So our vision is to become the global #1 in fashion, and also to extend on the technical side. As you know, we are mobile born, so we have 80% revenue via smartphones. We have a strong community, so basically 70% direct traffic and more than 30 million unique monthly active users. We have exclusive events that we are also setting up in Hamburg, and we have a great team there that is doing this and creates awareness and also basically enables that the brand is growing forward. We also have largest influencer networks with more than 1,000 corporations per month. We have unique assortments, which are basically more than 200 different brands that we are enabling in About You. And we are also very good in growth. Going forward, I would like to explain a little bit how About You SE runs, and this is because we have currently 2 business lines. One is the fashion platform About You, and the other one is B2B services scale commerce engine that we're going to deep dive later. Nicely to see is that cross About You we have, in the entire About You company, we have more than 1,700 employees. And for scale, now we are growing also quite fast, I would say, with more than 400 employees. Here we can actually see and talk about a little bit history-wise. I would say to start a little bit with About You and when we started. So basically it was 2014 when the About You company was founded by our 3 MDs. And then we were starting growing step by step, and as you can see, 2021 we are already having more than 3.5 billions in gross merchandise values, pre-returns and taxes, which is quite good, I would say. And then we can also see on the other side scale. So scale was starting around 2018 and then little by little growing. When I joined About You, it was 2020, so I would say still in the beginning, but way more mature than in 2018. And nowadays we can see that basically we are having 2 billions in terms of revenue there, and more than 1,000 external online shops. And I would like to mention some brands. I hope some of them are also known in Romania, but also global, like Depot, for instance, is home and living, well known in Germany, in Switzerland, Austria. Marco Polo, I think everyone knows. It's also done with this scale commerce engine. Today should be the Filman go live. We also have a new client, S. Oliver, that we just started with just to set up the project, based in Hamburg. Then we also have Tom Taylor, Auto Group, 6 p.m. And the one that I'm also leading internally, FC Bayern Munich, for the guys that are watching football. And also Barcelona, like a little hint, it's very happy with the progress there, and maybe they will also do a contract with us later. So let's talk a bit about scale mission. So we like to empower brands and retailers to significantly grow their digital business. And for this, we can use a business unit of About You Holding SE. As we said, we have 400 plus employees across Europe and more than 100 online shops live in 26 countries. What is important to mention is that in scale, we are also scaling on marketing basis, operational basis, and also we are going live and we set up an entire shop in different country, which is kind of hard if you think about all the logistic, operational stuff, and even the product imports or, yeah, all the other processes that we're gonna see later. So I was saying that we are having basically three components. One is the commerce technology, which implies a headless enterprise platform capabilities like shop management, order management system, checkout, front end, omni-channel. We also offer in scale commerce operations like international B2C fulfillment, customer service, marketplace management, and shop management, as well as online marketing. So marketing analytics and attributions, digital channel management, influencer marketing, and automated CRM systems. Today we're going to focus more on the commerce technology. And let me explain you a little bit the commerce technology architecture so that you can understand it better. So I would suggest to start from country warehouses, offline store, and drop shipping. So we need to make sure that the product data is coming to our commerce technology, so scale commerce engine. And we can do this in two ways. So either the client is using our admin API to build their own middleware that is importing the data, or we also have nowadays a scale panel that is providing you the opportunity to import data using Excel or even connectors with SAP and so on. Then we have this product data management and shop management, which is basically handled by this panel, as well as we have a middleware team that is sometimes enhancing some product attributes that we need or categories or whatever is missing in order that the product data schema is matching with what scale needs. Then we also have the order management system. It's quite complex and I'm not going to go into details, but imagine like 100 billions, millions of orders. You need a system that is very powerful to do that. But I'm going to show you our checkout at the end of these presentations to have a little bit of flavor. Then we have this storefront API, which basically it's helping us to fetch products, fetch navigation, meaning categories, fetch filters, add to your wish list, add to your basket. And also, sometimes we can fetch campaigns. If we have special days, we can also have different prices, and then we are able to fetch different campaigns there and different prices that you have to show in the front end based on an interval in terms of the date. And then you can also attach your third-party softwares. As you can see, there is a modern architecture, headless, so backend and frontend are decoupled, API-driven, flexible to integrate, cloud-native, instant scaling. So for cloud, we are using AWS. And for deployment and pipelines, we are using GitLab. Yeah, I think everything else I mentioned, but one more important thing that will basically follow up also in the next chapters, it's our front end, which is a boilerplate like a starter kit, demo shop that you can basically copy as a starting point for your new tenant shop. So let's say I want to build a new e-commerce shop. Let's take a nice brand. Someone from the nice brand that you like. Adidas, yeah? So we do a new Adidas. We are migrating Adidas because they already have an online shop. And then basically Adidas team will have to work on their designs and also desired features. But then we're going to tell them, okay, we already have a working shop that is doing the most basic stuff. So it's able to fetch your product, it's able to build your category tree, it's able to get your filters, whatever you want. It's also able to show you a product listing page and a product detail page, as well as adding to your wishlist and adding to your basket. And it's also integrating the checkout. So everything is already there, you just need to design it nicely. And also, in case you want to extend this demo shop, you can do that with custom features that the team will build on top. This is already covering a little bit what I was saying. So a very quick start with a strong core out of the box, custom build, and then also third-party softwares. For instance, in some of the shops we are integrating some Klarna. Klarna is like a payment provider, quite known in Germany, for instance, and they want to advertise special prices or special content on a product detail page. This is also kind of a third-party integration that we are doing only for the guys that they think it's nice to have or what the client actually wants. Here is basically also another good overview about out-of-the-box capabilities. But I would like to focus today on the headless frontend and checkout. So basically, I will show you our demo shop, the starter kit. Then I will talk a little bit about the components and about a CMS integration that is also coming out of the box. Then we're going to talk later also about our checkout. What is interesting to see, and I also mentioned it in the history, is About You is the only software provider that has the first-hand experience in commerce. Because after so many years of being active and learning, then we saw that there is a need basically in the market that we can sell this scale and also enable other clients to build nice e-commerce and to grow faster. And basically imagine that this About You was starting with a small group of people, and then the team was bigger and bigger. And nowadays we have the About You team, which is sitting on the second floor in Hamburg, because we are based in Hamburg. And then we also have the core teams. So we kind of decoupled the core teams like checkout, like storefront API, that are, and also the panel that we're going to see later a little bit, that are sitting on other floors, and we sit on floor 5. Imagine the internal communication is quite easy because we can find each other either on Slack, in person, drink a coffee, and talk about what we have to solve or to enhance later on. But we are also providing a very active community to our partners and to our clients to help them to improve and develop further. So now we're going to talk about front-end. And as I mentioned, we have this starter boilerplate demo shop called internally. So I'm going to refer it to demo shop, and I hope it's not confusing for you, because I would like to use the word storefront core to explain that we have a library based on Nux that it's actually used in this demo shop, that it's built on Vue.js and Nux.js, and which is basically the core that is connecting to the scale endpoints and also to the checkout endpoints, as well as integrating the checkout web component in this demo shop. I think it's also very important to mention that we are doing server-side rendering, which means, actually, I have a question. Do you know what server-side rendering means? Any from the, do you want to, no? No one wants, okay. You want?
Yes, basically when the UI code is generated from the backend.
Yeah, so it's pre-rendered. It's not rendering in the browser, and this means that it comes already served with all the content data that we need, so the rendering is fast, and we don't need to wait in the browser for it. And also it's very good for the SEO. SEO is another keyword here. Is everyone knowing what SEO is, or I can also explain for a bit more broad knowledge? I will explain. So SEO is search engine optimization. So basically, when you are Googling something, you're gonna see in the first 4 or 5 items on the list the SEO, which is basically paid. But then you also have the free SEO, so that you don't need to pay for it, and this will enrich your website to be seen in a ranked top. So if you have a good SEO, like a good title of your page, a good description of your page, a good language for your shop, and many other stuff that like index follows, index not follows, robots follows, this is basically something for the Google to know to how to rank it. And then we also have a full flexibility for customization in front end. As I was saying, we are providing out-of-the-box components with already backend logic, but if you want to have a different UI, you can do that, and also to enhance with different other features. Now we're gonna talk also about the scale architecture, which is quite interesting. And I would like to present you again from the beginning. So imagine we have an ERP system or a marketplace or partners which will basically serve for us the data that we need. This data usually in e-commerce, there are products and categories. Then you also have the scale backend, and I would like to mention a little bit what is the scale backend and frontend, because it's the e-commerce engine here. So we have a panel. So this scale panel, as says there, it's a UI for our backbone core system, which is used as a software as a service by shop managers or campaign managers, where they can configure a wide variety of shop settings as languages, categories, navigation, tree filters, import enhanced products, configure and style checkout, for instance. So imagine you were importing product data, but this product data, it's not enough and you need to enhance it. Then you can use this scale panel. If you want to also arrange your category tree different, you can also do this. You can also mention, okay, I want to be live in 3 countries, Austria, Germany, Romania. Then I need also to have the possibility to provide translations, to define a unique shop ID that I can use to differentiate different instances of the shop. Then we have the storefront API, which can actually handle, and that's the coolest part, 681 million calls per day. But this is implying also the About You mobile app and also the About You desktop, not only scale in general, which is quite impressive. I'm also going to talk about what this storefront API is. So I hope everyone is familiar with an API, and it's basically a source that you can use in order to fetch your products, your categories, filters, campaigns, shop configurations, as well as add to and remove from basket or to wish list. Of course, this API has different endpoints, and those endpoints are also needing to have a different data schema that the shop frontend needs to know and to map in order to be able to show it. Then we have our middleware core. It's our scale backend. So scale backend is responsible in quite some topics like mapping client data to internal product data schemas, if this is happening via the admin API, or even if they need to do some additions on it which are not possible in the panel. Then we also have newsletter subscription endpoints. So basically, if a user wants to subscribe, we will provide an email address, but then we're going to have a newsletter tool that is connected to our system, and then the user will going to receive an email template from us, as well as tracking events, special case with Ometria, because the demo shop is coming out of the box with Google Tag Manager tracking. But Ometria is a special one, and we can also integrate it via the middleware core, as well as generating front-end site maps and many others. Then checkout, it's our white labeled system, which you're going to see soon a little bit more into details. I will take one second break to drink. I hope it's fine. And here you can visualize that we have a scale backend behind. And this is Storefront Core demo shop that I was mentioning to you. Here we have like some screenshots where you can see, for instance, this is a product listing page. Tablet view, this is a mobile view as well of a product listing page, but with some CMS content. This is something called product detail page, where we are showing more product details with some recommendation sliders, as well as our basket. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more later. So, as mentioned, besides the standard pages that are needed in e-commerce, we can also define CMS pages. We have a separate chapter on this, which is providing basically bundles, slides and carousel, store finder, and anything like that. Also, we're going to talk about the URL configurations. And as I mentioned, very important is to know that this demo shop is coming with out-of-the-box tracking. We have a tracking team in About You that is basically taking care of providing a must-have list of tracking, which can be connected to the Google Tag Manager. And also afterwards, for instance, if a Conda it's another, or a Conda it's another tracking system, can link to the GTM to fetch the products and do something else with them if they are not going to be used in the Google Analytics. And the SEO I already mentioned, but it's also coming out of the box. So if you are curious to see how URLs are configured, and I can also explain you, because here it's a little bit interesting to see that you can configure some URLs in your scale panel, but you can also configure them hard-coded in your shop and also in the Storyblock, which is our CMS. So you will recognize that most of our shops, we're going to have the categories, and then we /categories /ID, and this will always be a category page. Lookbooks, this is something special for one of the shops that you can see here called Edited, and I will also demo it later. And it's basically showing different products using a lot of CMS components. Trends is the same, but important is to have the base and then to add the ID there so we can connect it either with the Storyblock or to fetch some data from the Storefront API. If you have the ID, you can do a lot with it. Then also the product detail pages. Usually it's prefixed with the products, and then you can have the ID. Sometimes you can also put a brand, because it's very good for the SEO to have also the brand there. Because SEO is using the URLs also in the canonical URLs, which is basically injected in the head of the HTML. And even then you are more detailed about your link, so basically you'll be more ranked on top of the list of Google search. We also have pages created via Storyblock. So we are using Storyblock as a CMS. And there you can define like content pages with /c or /content. And then you need a slug. So basically you can define the slug in your Storyblock, as well as service pages predefined with /s or stores with /store. And even stories. So story is kind of a storytelling of a product or of, let's say, a campaign that you have, and you can actually define it there. So I said we have a Storefront Core library based on Nuxt. And this library is basically connecting different APIs that we have in About You, like Storefront API, and also the checkout has its own APIs. So basically we use this composition API, which is something very cool. I don't know if you heard about it, but you can basically wrap in functions, reusable functions, different logic. So for instance, if you are calling fetch products, or use basket, or use wishlist, or get filters, and so on and so forth. So we were connecting to storefront API for these endpoints. We were wrapping them in functions, and then we're gonna expose them to be used in the demo shop, which is having in the package JSON the library. So you can import from the library compositions APIs called composables, or you can also use helpers. For instance, for the currency, it's a generic example. You just need to map the price into the right currency based on your shop ID. And this can be used for web and also for mobile apps. In Scale, we have the teams that are doing the web, but we have a partner that is also doing mobile apps based on the web, so it's nothing native. I understood they are using WebView there, so basically they are using a lot from our side, but in case you want to do like a native app, or even with Flutter lacrosse app, you can use those composition APIs from the storefront core. And as I mentioned, also checkout. So checkout, besides the web components, is also providing different endpoints, like authentication endpoints, registration endpoints, fetch your orders, order details, and even user data. Yeah, so basically, you can imagine that we are providing this Scale storefront core to many tenants or clients that we have. Sometimes we have these internal teams that we are working on the projects, but we also have partners that are doing this using our software. So we need to always to make sure whenever we are increasing the version, which is done by the team, the demo team, we need to make sure that the new releases are backwards compatible. So basically, we are not gonna break the shop of other clients just because we were adding new features. And this is a lot to do with testing and to do proper integration tests. I was saying that we have this storefront API that is doing a lot of magic for us. And basically, you can use this Backbone SDK. So what is Backbone SDK? So you can do a call either directly, but you can also use this Backbone SDK, which is a wrapper on top of these storefront APIs. And what is very nice is that you can specify what kind of attributes do you need for your product. So you don't want to fetch unnecessarily product data. So for this, you can actually be very specific. So you can say attributes all, because we call attributes everything that is product data related. Variance is everything which is on top, which is not on top, but below attributes in the response, and it's related to the sizes and prices per sizes. And colors are also siblings. So you can say, hey, give me all the attributes, or give me only colors, give me only product name and brand, because I only need those three. As you can see, the data is structured very nice. In this example, we have the name and the description, but we also have material compositions. We also have colors and brands and sizes, as I mentioned, and many others that we can enrich. And also, you can see there is sold out true or false, is new true or false. So basically, many booleans that are giving us very strong information so that we know how to do with it, and how to deal with it in front end. Because normally, if a product is sold out, you need to grayed out. You need to make all the sizes basically disabled, so it's visible for the user. But in one call, you get all your data and also information that you can then nicely handle. Let's talk now about headless CMS integration. So as I said, we are using Storyblock CMS, which is providing various features out of the box. And from my own experience, I worked also before with Adobe Adobe experience and also with another CMS that we had internally, but we think Storyblock is quite easy to use, and yeah, we want to stay with it and we are very happy. So, as I said, it's coming out of the box. What that means? So it means that Storyblock has a SDK, so as well as the backbone has, and you can use this SDK in your package.json. So again, kind of a library which provides functionality. And you can easily connect this SDK. You just need a Storyblock access token that basically will sit in your environment variables, and you will just connect, and then you will be able with this SDK to fetch by folder or by slug. So you're not doing a direct API call there. And here you can see what a lookbook page is. So basically, it's a combination of CMS content with, these are basically product images. And we can also mention in the story block, okay, I know these products are related to this lookbook, so I can configure in story block some product IDs that the front end will know and will fetch them from the backbone SDK, so from the storefront API. And we're gonna show it here. So you can combine CMS content management system with the internal API that is providing data for the products or categories. This is also a category page, but besides being a category page which is receiving all the products filtered by this category, it's also doing 2 injections here with 2 products, and this is done from Storyblock. So I can define and I can say, hey, on this category page, every 2 lines or on the row 2, I want to inject this CMS content. So I can place wherever I want CMS content, which is very nice. And also something that we currently do quite often, it's in Edited and Filman. This is a shop that should go live today, and also in FC Bayern. We are enhancing the navigation with some content from the CMS. So as you can see, here we have a category 3, and here is basically an image injected from the story block. As well as all the footer pages, so basically privacy and data, contact us, about us, all those static normal pages, you can do it now very easy with Storyblock, and you can also translate them for all your shops quite easy. Also, you can add your icons for social media and also to define the links there that are basically redirecting you to. And also here, very nice, to the examples I thought I was talking about, is this newsletter, but I will gonna show you later. So the newsletter usually needs to have some terms and conditions that is specific probably in every country, or I don't know. And you can basically mention it there as a text for that specific shop ID. So you don't need to store anything static in your front end. I'm gonna take another break to drink a little bit of water. Okay, continuing. So various content components are available out of the box in our demo shop, and I will just go through some of them. I think you already can read them, and you can already see the UI of them. So what we have here, it's called product slider and image slider. Usually what we are doing, so if you have a product listing page or a product detail page, you want to show to the user that they can basically combine this outfit or this product with different other products that can be combined. And here we can define different rules. Either show me the newest products, or show me products in different colors, or show me products from on top category of this category, so the parent category. You can also inject besides the product images, you can also insert some special sales content as an image there. Then we also have the category teaser. So category teaser is something that is always living on top of category page when you are entering it. And a listing disruptor, as I mentioned. So on the product listing page where you want to show, like, I don't know, 20, 30 products per page, and you want to inject in one of the rows, either below or in between the grid or above the grid, you can use this listing disruptor. We also have image sliders, which are pretty common nowadays. Grid, text, video, paragraph, clickable image, banner link, story teaser, so on and so forth. This is exactly the example I was mentioning it, which is now a bit more visual for you. So you can see you have a parent component, a child component, and other child components like product A and B. And you can mention which row you want to inject any content. I was also talking about our checkout, which I think it's very cool, and which was actually released last year in October, because we had another checkout V2, but now we have a checkout called V3. And I was one of the first ones that had to do a migration of one of the current shops to this V3, and I think works way nicer because now it's integrated in the shop. Before was hosted on a different domain, and when you had to go to checkout from your basket, you had to leave the shop. So basically, leaving the shop entirely, going to another domain, accessing your checkout order, and then be redirected back to your shop. Now the version 3, it's actually in the shop on the /checkout route. And it's a web component. It's built in React, but it's integrated as a web component in our Vue demo shop. What is very nice about it is that you can it's a high load stability, but you can whitelist it in terms of access. For instance, sometimes if you don't want, because the checkout usually, when we are preparing a shop, you just need to make sure it's not going on the wrong hands. And then you can whitelist some APIs that people from external companies can actually access it. You can also personalize it, so basically the entire styling, not feature-wise. So feature-wise is a little bit difficult to enhance it, but styling, you can do that with the cloud panel, and I'm going to show you later. So imagine you have this scale panel, and you want that this text here is a different color, also the borders, and bold, unbold, and whatever. So you can do that quite easily, changing it in the panel, click Save, and then immediately will be shown here. One-click checkout, which means like you just go only once. So from basket, you go to checkout, and then checkout has basically two sides. So you have the left side, which is going to provide you the address, the country that you are, and also you can log in and register here. And then next step will be payments, vouchers, and here you have an overview about your basket that you want to buy, and also prices and a total sum, and also like delivery costs, so on and so forth. Yeah, another important thing here to mention is about the payment methods. I have a separate slide for this because I think our checkout payment team is like working quite hard there, and we have already a wide variety of payment integrations that we are using, and we are offering them out of the box, and usually it takes a lot of time to integrate payment methods, but we already have them, so pretty lucky. It's also a user experience optimized white label frontend, which can be adjusted. So it's a responsiveness. It's the same web component, and it's just adjusting on your viewport. So if you are on a mobile, it will be like this. If you are on desktop, I will show you, and also for tablet works quite fine. Easily adjustable, as mentioned, and I will also show you. And another important thing is has its own tracking events. So, of course, to track that the user went on checkout and the user registered and the user logged in and the user already selected the payment. You can track and see what is the payment method that the user really likes to use more often, and then you can enrich that or use it, yeah, as an integration further on with your contract and so on. So this is more visualized, what I just said, like the authentication and shipping data, and the payment and data confirmation. You can also choose to authenticate or to not authenticate, like to be a guest entry. This is quite common in Germany, I noticed. In Romania, to be honest, I didn't see it so far, or maybe I'm not shopping so much online, but it's very nice that you can place an order providing your address, but not having your data saved somewhere. You can choose where do you want to be shipped your order, like home delivery, collection point to some store pickup. I know here it's quite often like the store pickup if you go to Posta, or if they are coming to you with, I don't know, a delivery guy comes to you home. But I would say in Europe we have a wider variety of collection points. You can also choose the carrier that will basically deliver your parcel, so your own order, based on the country you are. So you can see here DHL and Hermes, which are in this example for Germany. But if you are in another country, we have other carriers that we also integrate with them, depend where you are. And then you can also see what are the shipping costs. So sometimes it's free, sometimes you need to pay some stuff. For instance, for About You in Germany, it's for free returns and free deliveries, which is quite cool. Also, we can specify the shipping address. And then we have this button here, which is like going to payment. And when I go to payment, here I can see basically my address saved, what kind of payment methods I want to use. And I have here, for instance, MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, Klarna by invoice. Again, depends on the shop and the country you are in. Then you can also apply some voucher code, and then basically you have a reduction. Voucher codes can come either from the CMS, if it's for a wide variety of users, or can be personalized. For instance, we read About You, we can use some vouchers, and this will be discounted. All the products will be discounted, and then we're gonna see, for instance, in red, the discount that we got. Then when I play, when I select the Let's Pay, so let's order, what will happen is checkout will basically process the order, and then will tell to the BCO, so backbone core, that we have an order and they need to always check the stocks there. Then the user later on will also receive some email templates for confirm order, that the order was also delivered, so on and so forth. But for the user, will be redirected to our order success page. This order success page is showing order data, depends into more details or less details. This is depending on the design and also on what the client wants. But what I want to mention is this redirect to the order success page is based on a token called CBD token. So imagine like a very long token in the URL that is occupying the entire space there. But it's very important for the shop front end because we need to decode this token and to know that this token is true. And we have a special secret for different shops. So as I said, every shop has an ID. Every shop has different secrets. And if we can decode the token, then we're going to show customer data. Also the order and different customer ID, also payment method, also the products and so on and so forth. But if the CBD token is not valid, this means someone manipulated it either from the URL or I think something else happened, and then we don't want to show like user data to someone that is not right to see it. As I also mentioned, flexible checkout configuration possible. So you can see here some user interface of our scale panel. This is how it looks like. You can do many things with it, but in this use case, I want to show you that basically you can do your checkout stylings and even configurations. Also, you can define your email templates, your delivery estimations, these webhooks, and also some rule engines that are used for certain events and certain conditions. Here, like features, you can basically enable and disable, depends on the shop. As I said, what are your payments? What is the address in your country? What is the postcode in your country? So a lot of configurations that you can do. And then you will just click save. When you click save and you go to your shop, you will see instant feedback. So the configurations will be changed. And as I said, I'm very proud of the checkout team, and I mentioned them before, but also like to our payment team, because they are doing quite a lot of work there and many integrations. So you can see, for instance, GLS, DHL, Post, all these Hermes, all these deliveries and carriers that basically we have integration with. And on the right side, you can see all the payment methods that we can use. And this cash on delivery, it's very Romanish. And not only Romanish, but it's a topic on our side, and I think a highest percentage is that people in Romania, they really like to pay after they get the product in their hands. But we also offer payment by card here in Romania and in many other countries. But as I said, it's depending on the country, and we also study our users and we learn from it. So if we see that people like more to pay with PayPal, then definitely we're gonna keep the contract with the PayPal because it's used and so on and so forth. So pretty flexible also here. And now some demo time. So I'm gonna show you the demo shop with 2 remarks. So you don't have to look necessarily at the design because it's, as I said, white labeled and it's not perfect. For us, it's important all the features that is coming out of the box and I just explained, and then all the effort to personalize it and to enhance it later on is done by the project team. And then I'm gonna show you one project that is done on this, based on this demo shop that is live. It's called Edited. It's actually a brand of one of our managing directors, Tarek. So that is nicely done, and also the CMS content is also nice. So you can literally say a nice UI and UX, I also hope. And if we have time, I can also show you a little bit the checkout configuration that I mentioned. So if I want to change some colors, I will press a button and the magic happens. And also how easy it is to see and preview the story block content pages, and also to do one little adjustment there on the text. And then we save and then we see what's going on. Sounds good? Yeah, good, good. Cool, let's see. So, it's shown, nice. It's also a little bit of luck, so don't wonder. So basically, this is our demo shop. This is how it looks like. As I said, it's not styled completely because we don't need to invest too much time on this. For us, it's important to show that the features that we have, and then we can do that later. We also enhance for this workshop some products and also some categories that we want to use. So I will gonna present you the shop. So the landing page is the one which is staying usually after the domain ends, so on /. All this page that you can see here with the content, with the slider, as I mentioned, the image slider, it's coming from the story block. Also, you can configure links here, so you can mention where to go from here to which category to be linked. You can configure also in the story block if you want to use desktop image or and mobile image. Also, the content is, as I said, coming from there. Also, our text here. And basically in the footer, usually, I mean, this is just an example here, but usually in the footer, you can add all your links that you want to show to the user and make sense, and yeah, it's valuable. You can have them like links as here, and then when you're gonna click on one of these, we'll go to a specific CMS page, but I'm gonna demo this let's say navigation from the story block instance from edited, because I'm going to use edited staging. It's way more prepared. But then let's go to our product listing page. So now I choose women and I go to Alice. The product data usually has a different background, but for this workshop we were just importing few products to enable some pagination. And don't wonder why some are in white background and one are in gray. Usually the product images should have one background cross shop, so this is not something we're gonna look at it now, but the cool thing is you can add directly from your product listing page products to your wish list directly. You can also see the brand, the name, you can see the price, as well as other available colors of these products. I will also scroll down a bit to show you we have pagination. Of course, if a client wants to have lazy loading, we can also enhance that, but out of the box comes with normal pagination. If some products are on sale or on a different campaign, you're gonna see this because we have this labeled percentage reduction. And we also show the initial price as well as the sale price here. What is also cool is you can sort these products. So if I go here, I mean it's in German, but nonetheless, I will say let's filter by price, but from the lowest to the highest and the other way around, and I expect this to happen, but it has a little lag here. Okay, so happened. So it's descending actually, so from the highest to the lowest price. You can also filter by relevance, by the new in products, and also important, as I mentioned to you, the storefront API is providing you filters, like you can filter by size, by marken its brand, Farben colors, prices, and then you can select your filter. So if I will say this and then I'm gonna go here, I'm going to apply the filters, and then I could see what are the products that are respecting these filters. Again, some lag. So yeah. Okay, something happened. Nonetheless, let's switch to the edited shop because it's more stable and also looks nicer. So, as promised, I wanted to show you actually a real shop that we were starting from this demo shop, and which looks a little bit more, let's say, styled and complete, because this is a production shop, so we have also a wide variety of categories and products. So it's also very cool that these images are basically changing here, and you can also use this slider to see instant feedback on your product listing page. And actually I was wanting to show you these filters, how they work. So again, I'm gonna filter for some and then they tell me here zero products found, but let's maybe go for orange. Yes, to see that is changing. So the filters are also telling you if there are products there or not for the user to apply the filters that they are needed. And then let's also see how a product detail looks. So usually has this slash product, and then you have the name of the product and the product ID. Here we have a very nice image gallery with also zoom in function. As you can see the product image closely. You can select, for instance, if you want it in a different color, and then you will also see that the sizes are updating. Let's add it to our wish list and also to our basket, because I also want to show you the wish list page. So now I have only one product, but imagine that you can have, I think it's up to 50 for edited. Yeah, it's a number that can be defined. You can also change here your size. Let's say you change your mind and you need a 38. You can also do that here. And you can also remove it from your wish list. If we go to our basket, then basically you can also see details like article number, the product name. You can add it to your wish list directly from your basket. You can see your size, your color. You can say, I want to buy more. And then also the price is changing. So let's go to Kasse, which means to check out, to see edited checkout. And I'm going to place an order for you live so that you can see everything works fine. But I need to open my VPN for this. One moment. So you see security is a topic in about you. 1 second, please. I'm gonna refresh. Okay, so now it's working because it's also protected. I need to be in our VPN. You see I'm on /checkout and my top is also in my basket. And I already created a user before, so that I'm not gonna spend the time now. So I just need to take my passport, adding it here. And now I'm gonna log in. this shouldn't happen. It's amazing. So let's go from the beginning. So we add some product to... Yeah, but let's do another one. And maybe we add two just to have more, because I want to show you my order section, which will show the list of orders that you had. And for this I need another one. I did another test beforehand and worked, so I expect to have 2 orders under this user. I'm gonna go again to my checkout. So now I'm on my checkout, and I'm gonna pay with PayPal because I created a Sandbox developer PayPal account for this. My address is already set it up here. I also said I want to show you a voucher, so I'm gonna apply a voucher. What should happen is that the prices are changing, and then you can see here the voucher discount that I got. And I need to check this one, so I will say, hey, yes, I'm fine with all the terms and conditions. And now I'm gonna also go to Jetzt kaufen, which means let's pay an order. So now I expect that the payment integration actually works. And for this, I need to use my Sandbox account. So also my account worked, and now they tell me, hey, you have to pay 98.82 euros. I would say that's fine. And voila, now we are on order success page, and we can see the long CBD token that I mentioned to you here. The one that we need to use the secret to decrypt it and basically to show all the user data that we have here. I want to show you, also, this is also a nice one. Showed here, this edited is the consent banner. This is also something coming from out of the box. So, of course, as you know, this cookie policy, you need to have this consent banner, and we have also provider integration. But let's go to my account, because I want to show you something here. So when I was logging in the checkout web component, then we were storing a session cookie. And then also our shop knows that we are logged in, because we have 2 different logins. One is via iframes, and the other one is via checkout. So if I'm gonna go here to meine Bestellung, which means my orders, I'm gonna see the 2 orders, one that I placed beforehand and the one that I placed now with different information, like delivery estimation, my products, if they are currently in stock or not, what kind of payment method I used, and how much I paid. And now I'm gonna log out. And in respect of time, we have 9 minutes left, and yeah, unfortunately, the checkout styling, I think I'm not able to show it to you very fast, but I would like to actually go to my slides here. And to go to the questions and answer session. So, do you have any question for me, at least one? No one, nothing? No? Okay, I think we are fine, and in case you have questions and yeah, when you want some answers for it, and also if you want to talk with me or with my colleagues, you can visit us on the 1st floor. It's About You tech booth, and we are there because we are also seeking for hiring developers from Romania, either remote, either from Hamburg, either from Cluj, from wherever you want. So please come there and talk with us. And I also want to mention that basically, as I said, we are based in Hamburg. We have 3 tech hubs we just opened recently. So one is in Romania, Cluj, one is in Croatia, Zagreb, and the other one is in Czech Republic, Prague. So if these locations and also remote fits for you, feel free to join us. And thanks a lot. Yeah, and wish you a nice day. And we also have ice cream. So if you are if you are up for an ice cream and you feel very, very hot, let's go and catch up there. Thanks a lot.